Hi friends, thanks for stopping by and clicking on this video. Well, today I have a grammar lesson for you. A lot of you have asked for active and passive voice. So this lesson is for all of you who were always interested in learning the passive voice. So far in all our grammar lessons, we've learned the active voice, okay, where we always talk about the subject or the doer of the action. So in today's lesson, we're going to take a look at passive voice, but only in the present tense. Okay, so before we start, let's understand that in a sentence, usually we have a subject, we have an action happening, and we have an object. So first understand what is a subject. Now a subject is a person or thing that we are talking about or who's doing the action, okay? And obviously the action is a verb, so you have various verbs. You have write, sing, talk, dance, okay? And the object is the person or thing on which action is done upon, okay? It is the receiver of the action, fine? That is what an object is. So now we're going to see how we use the passive voice, or how do we make passive voice sentences in the present tense, okay? Now in my first sentence, mother writes an email, okay? So since we're just beginning, let's understand what the subject and the object is in the sentence. So mother, now who is doing the action? Mother, okay? We're talking about mother. So mother becomes the subject, okay? What is she doing? What's her action? Writing. So she writes. So here is the verb, writes. Now what does she write? She writes an email, okay? So this becomes your object, okay? A lot of people assume that the last word in the sentence is the object. Well, this is not so. Whenever you are confused, ask the question, on what is the action done, or on whom is the action done, and the answer you get is your object, okay? Now this is in the active voice. Active means we are focusing on the subject or the doer of the action. But if I want to make this into a passive voice, I have to make some alteration, right? So what is a passive voice? In a passive sentence, we focus or we give importance to the object, okay? But how do we make a passive voice? There are certain things that you need to follow, and well, when you do it, you'll have it correct, okay? So the first thing is, after you identify the subject verb object, you have to interchange, okay? So you have to make the object subject and subject object, okay? So subject object, okay, you interchange them, because now you're going to give importance to the object. So all you need to do is put it in place of the subject, an email, okay, and here you put mother. So you have interchanged it, all right, fine. Now what do we do with the remaining part of the sentence? Remember, the verb in the sentence, in the original sentence, in this case you have writes, always, okay, and I mean always, goes in the third form. The third form means the past participle. So what's the past participle of write? It's write is present, wrote is past, so we are not going to write wrote. Written. Written is the third form of the verb or the past participle form. So use that form. Okay. Now if I leave the sentence at this, it holds no meaning. An email written mother, it just doesn't make sense. Now remember, you cannot change the tense of the sentence. As this sentence is in the present tense, please make it a present tense. So this is a simple present tense, writes, mother writes, okay? So you use an auxiliary verb. An auxiliary verb is nothing but a helping or a supporting verb. Okay, so because it's just one email, so the present verb is. An email is written. Mother doesn't make sense. So if I want to still maintain the doer of the subject, in this case it is the mother, even though I make it a passive voice, the doer of the action should not change. Okay, so to complete the sentence, I'm going to write, an email is written by mother. Well, if you ask the question, who has written it, you will still get the answer, mother. That means though you have made her the object, she is still the doer of the action. You have kept it in the present tense, and yes, you have made the subject object and the object the subject. You have interchanged them, right? So an email is written by mother, right? Don't forget to add your supporting verb because this defines the tense. Fine. Now let's take a look at the next example. Sam is fixing the computer. Who is doing the action? Sam. So he's the subject, he's the doer of the action. Doing what? Well, so this is a continuous tense, right? He's fixing, the action is going on. Fixing what? The computer. So there you have the object. So let's follow these steps. Subject, object. Okay, so the computer. Okay, and let's have Sam here in the place of the object. Okay, because this is a continuous tense, remember we put the verb in the third form. So we've got to do this, put it in the past participle. Fix, fixed, fixed. Okay, the computer fixed Sam. Does this make sense? Of course not. The computer can't fix Sam. It is Sam who is doing the action. So let's quickly add in the supporting verbs. Now because this is a continuous ing, we want to and have to keep it in the continuous form. So you add is, being. Okay, so always in the passive continuous tense you have being to show that the action is going on. Okay, so the computer is being fixed by Sam. So there you go, you have a passive, it's in the continuous tense, you have made the subject, object, object, subject, and remember you have not changed the meaning of the sentence. Sam is the one who is still doing the action. Thank God it's not the computer. Okay, and the last sentence, John has helped Maria with her project. Okay, so again ask the question, who is doing the action? You have John. Now this is a tricky one. What is the object? A lot of people would say her project. But well friends, ask the question, is the action done on the project? No. On what is the action done? On whom? In this case it is Maria. So you have object. So what's the verb? The action has helped. Okay. So remember, the action of helping is done on Maria. It is not done on the project. He is not helping the project. He is helping Maria. So she becomes the object. Now let's quickly follow. Let's interchange subject, object. Well, in this case, we are only going to play with the subject, verb and object. Only interchange them and change the form. Do not play with the other part of the sentence. Let it be the way it is. Okay. So Maria. Okay, and you have John here. Okay, now this is a present perfect tense. You have has already with the verb in the third form. Great. So you let the third form be the way it is. Okay, now because it is a present perfect tense, you say has been. Okay, so in all perfect passive voice you use been. Okay, so Maria has been helped by John. Okay, we've done the interchanging, you've put the verb in the third form, you've added auxiliaries, and just complete the remaining part of a sentence. So here, if you ask the question, who did the action? You have John who's done it, you have not changed the meaning of the sentence. Okay friends, so these are basic sentences in the present tense. Now let's take a look at how do we make questions in the passive voice. Okay, so the first question, why does your brother sing such sad songs? We're going to do the same things, object, subject, subject, object, but remember, please keep it as a question. Don't try answering it. Okay, so why? Now, your brother is the subject, such sad songs are the object, and sing is the verb. Okay, so here it is for you. Why are such sad songs sung by a brother? You've put the verb in the third form, all right? You've interchanged the subject, object, object, subject, and you've put are as an auxiliary verb because there are many songs, okay? So why are such sad songs sung by a brother? Okay, the next question, who is doing the dishes? Now, when you have who and you put it in the passive voice question, it is always better to start it with by whom, okay, rather than having it by whom in the end. It's always nicer to start your question with by whom, okay, when you put who to passive voice. So by whom are the dishes being done? Okay, so here you have the object, okay, it's a continuous tense. You have put being and put doing in the third form, done. All right, it's exactly the same thing. The only thing to remember is please keep it as a question. The last one, why have you called me here? You is the subject. Okay, if you see have called, it's a perfect tense, called me. Okay, so now let's interchange. You have object, subject, subject, object. So you have why have I, okay, me is the object, that becomes I in the subject. So why have I been called here by you? Okay, so you have made you into the object by you. So why have I been called here by you? You have maintained it in the present perfect tense. Okay friends, so we've learned the simple, continuous and the perfect tense in the present tense, and we have not done present perfect continuous because there is no passive voice in the present perfect continuous tense. Alright friends, well, with this we end the passive voice in the present tense. I hope you enjoyed watching this lesson. I have a test for you. Do take it, and I'll be back soon with a new lesson. Till then,